All right, and we are back today with another one for you guys, giving you an opportunity to learn these 2024 recruits in this cycle. And I'm joined today by Willie Goodacre. Willie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you on. Guys, Willie is an offensive lineman here in this 2024 class, and you may not recognize the name, but you would recognize him on film, especially if you watched a lot of Jackson Arnold in 2023, which I know a lot of you guys that watched my show watched a lot of that. So you'll recognize him as he was the man trying to protect our prized quarterback in that class. So, hey, we appreciate you doing some good work for us there.
Yes, sir. Jackson's a great quarterback. Love blocking for him.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what? And we're talking about it in the green room. It sounds like you've gotten some good offers elsewhere from a lot of other schools, but we'll just hold out hope that Bill Bedenbaugh gives you an offer that you'll be up here at Oklahoma blocking for Jackson Arnold again one day. So.
Yes, sir. I've talked to Jackson. I love to block for him for a couple more years.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially since being at a place like Oklahoma and blocking for a quarterback like that. One, that quarterback's going to be highly watched by a lot of NFL guys. So that means anybody on the offensive line is going to be highly watched as well. So it's good news for anybody there. But I want to kind of start breaking the ice a little bit here. And this is something that I've only asked this question to one other person, but we're going to, instead of pineapples on pizza, we're going to switch it up a little bit. If you could change into any one animal, what would it be?
Any one animal.
Any one animal.
To be completely honest, probably a hippo.
Ooh. Is it
Those
because
things
they're
are vicious.
mean?
Those things are vicious. Like they're safe. They're safe. No one's bothering them. They do what they
Yeah.
want.
Well, and I when I was younger, I didn't know hippos were that dangerous. I didn't know
I
that they could literally kill people.
yeah, I thought they were friendly.
That's what I thought. I thought of Madagascar. That's about all I had it with hippos. Now, I guess I will ask you the question I've been asking everybody else. Pineapples on pizza. Personally, I don't think it goes together because I don't think the sweet with the marinara sauce and the cheese go together. But I don't know. Some people like it. What's your thoughts?
Oh, personally, I'm not a terrible fan, but I can understand why some people like it.
I can understand it if you like more of a Hawaiian style pizza where it's a little bit sweeter. It's cooked a little differently, but just pineapples on a regular
Yeah,
pizza
it's
slice.
definitely me. But I can see it, but it's definitely not for me.
Oh, 100% agree with you there.
Nor is Canadian bacon. I think Canadian bacon is a scam.
Ooh, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you. I don't like Canadian bacon. I won't eat it. Now I will say this. I do got a lot of people that do like it, and in Oklahoma here, it's definitely one of the toppings that gets I think most picked. So
But I am a meat lovers guy, so I do understand why people like it. But just get regular bacon if they're gonna call it bacon.
see now, I might expose myself here because I do it a little bit all the time. It originally started when I talked about putting peanut butter and jelly on a tortilla. People just think I'm insane for that, but I actually don't like bacon a whole lot. I will eat it like if it's it's like that sweet kind of bacon. You put it on your burger, stuff like that. But I am not just a go grab bacon and eat it type of person.
I used to be a go grab bacon type of person, but I think bacon can make a lot of things that taste bland pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, definitely when you're eating a burger and you get a good a smoked, sweet kind of savory bacon you put on a burger. That's I think when bacon's at its best. But I don't know. I've never been able to get into it, and people think I'm weird.
I can see it. A lot of people don't like it because it's just how it. I don't know. I guess the grease and like the fat scares people, but I think if you cook it right, it tastes delicious.
Oh, I'm sure it does. But you're right, it probably does scare people, especially when you're cooking it. It's easy to get it to have that
Yeah, it
oil
pops.
popping on your skin. Oh, it's crazy. I've tried to cook bacon for my friends when they, when we have our like breakfast, we go on camping trips. Yeah, I'm sorry, I am not good at cooking bacon. I feel like I'm a good cook. Bacon's not it though.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself, right? We know you're from Denton Guyer. We know where you play high school football, but tell us a little bit more about you. Where'd you grow up? Tell us a little bit about your family. Do you have any siblings? And then, maybe what are some of your goals that you have?
Well, I grew up back and forth from East Texas and the Shreveport, Louisiana area. I moved up here right before middle school, but I still have a house in East Texas. So I'm always in the country and in the woods and stuff like that. Uh, I have two brothers, two sisters. One of my brothers played Division I football for University of Lafayette, Louisiana, and my sister, she's a I'm pretty sure a double degree from University of Houston. I think it's a double degree. I'm not sure if she has two or three.
Okay.
I um mm, I love to cook. I'm a great cook, as people told me, and I love football. So the last couple of years, I've dedicated most of my life and time to football. But I used to be a big basketball player, and I didn't get as big until I got switched to O line 2 weeks before the season started, sophomore year.
Okay. Okay. Now, you said you used to be a big basketball guy. Who's your favorite basketball team?
I've always been a big New Orleans Pelican fan because I love Louisiana teams like the Pelicans, the Saints. I love them, but recently they've been down on their luck. I've stopped watching as much after they traded Anthony Davis. Well, he left.
Yeah, it's definitely been a little interesting with how New Orleans is really tried to develop after the Anthony Davis trade. I mean, they got Zion Williamson, but it's like it doesn't sound like he's going to be much of anything out there. It seems like he's constantly getting hurt. Hard to avoid the injuries with him.
I think it's finally catching up with him how big he is, but if he can stay on the court, he'll be a great player.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If he can stay on the court, that's the problem, right? Staying on the court, especially when you're that big. Especially I think we see it a lot in big men in the NBA, but they get those lower body injuries, feet injuries, and that it's almost like they have a hard time overcoming it. So, but I don't know. Maybe he'll turn a corner, and they get a right strength and developing staff in there, and the dude really ends up shining. So,
Yes, sir.
you
Hopefully,
talk.
he's a great athlete.
Oh, great athlete. Yeah, great, great,
To
great
be honest,
athlete.
I would love to see him play football.
Oh, what position do you think Zion Williamson would play?
Nowadays, he'd fit perfectly at tight end. Or, and I know this is a tough take, put a little bit more muscle mass on him instead of fat. I think he could be a D lineman somewhere.
Think he could be a linebacker, or do you think he's too big for that?
I think he's too tall for that. 6'6" for a linebacker is pretty big. But if
Probably true
I
about
do
that.
think he's athletic enough to play linebacker. It's just a matter of if his size can handle that position.
Yeah, yeah. With that athleticism, I think he could play a little bit of wide receiver, and that height, he'd make a good wide receiver.
At that height, yes, but he'd have to trim. He would have to trim.
Oh yeah, because he'd have to be able to beat out those defenders. But I mean, we've seen it before in the college where you have a tall wide receiver, and all you got to do is just toss the ball up and they go get it 50% of the time. So,
Yes, sir.
but you talked about how you like Louisiana teams. Where does LSU rank, or any of the other Louisiana teams, on your teams that you're looking at to go to college?
Um, I know a lot of people sleep on them, but Tulane has made a big jump on my list just because of how they performed in their bowl game against USC.
Oh, Tulane. Yeah, man, that's a yeah, yeah. They're good. They're good. They
I like how
yeah.
much fight they have in their program because a lot of teams, especially teams that aren't Power Fives, they can easily say they're going to roll over and just let the big name beat them, but they earned that win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, they came to Norman a year in 2021, almost beat Oklahoma. Probably should have beat Oklahoma, and then which I mean, really should have been a home game for them. But it was the hurricane that made it end up in Norman, and then they go and beat USC in the bowl game. Like, I mean, what is Tulane doing down there? I mean, this whole like literally, like that team, like if you went and watched them this whole season, like they were a very good, disciplined team. And yeah, they lost their star running back this season, but they've got their quarterback returning. They've got a lot going there. So Tulane could be trying to make another run at it this year.
I think they for sure have the pieces to do so. And I think they're developing well enough to where even as they lose some key components this year, the people that they're developing is going to be very vital to their success.
Yeah. Now you've gotten Power 5 offers and you have Group of 5 offers. So as a recruit, you see the playoffs expanding in 2024 and 2025. How does that impact your decision on where you're going to go to college? Because I felt like a couple of years ago, it was going to a Power 5 school because they're the best chance to go to the playoffs, play for a national championship. Now that you go to a Group of 5 team and you can really make a difference and potentially make the playoffs, you have a shot there. So does that potentially have a factor into kind of where you go at all?
Well, first things first, I'm the type of guy that wants to play and get developed. So if that's at a Power 5, cool. If there's at a good Group of 5, cool. But at the same time, I do really like to win. So if you're a Group of 5 making it to the 12-man playoff, you have to be a winner. So I'd for sure consider a Group of 5 that's putting themselves in that position every year.
No, I like that answer. I like that answer because I do wonder how it's going to change recruiting, right? Because the Group of 5 teams, they have a shot now. It's not like they're going to be left out, because it's the 6th highest ranked conference champions that get to make the playoffs on an automatic bid. So I love that answer. And Tulane, I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one a little bit. Talking about some of the schools that are on your list, kind of in the green room, we were talking about it, highlighted by LSU, Nebraska, Michigan State, and some of those schools. Where have you been to visit, and what's been your favorite visit so far?
My favorite visit has to be either – ooh.
That's a hard one. I feel like that's a hard one.
Okay, yeah, that's really hard because I forgot some of the places that I visited, to be honest, but they're great visits.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Here's the top 4.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Here's the ones. Here's the visits that are making it hard. Nebraska. When people say there's no place like Nebraska, there actually isn't. That's a crazy fan base. Nebraska, and this is in order. LSU was like a party the entire game visit, and that was a great game against Mississippi State.
Oh.
TCU versus Kansas State was a great visit.
Oh, I bet that was a great game.
That was a great game, and my cousin and one of the OL Guyer legends plays for TCU, so it was good, like getting to talk to those people and getting to talk to Coach Dykes afterwards. And Kansas versus TCU, that was exciting.
Okay.
I think
So
Kansas
you've been to
really stuck out though.
Kansas stuck out. I want to know more about this because Kansas has not been a place lately that a lot of people are wanting to go to, but it seems like Lance Leipold's really turning around and changing that program. What stood out about Kansas?
I don't think there really is a doubt. I think last year they got stuck in the Big 12 being wide open as it usually is at the ender part of the season. But any coach that's able to build up culture to where you can go 5-0 and put up a fight against the national champion semifinalists, national championship semifinalists. I feel like there's a lot of good things that can be built on from that program.
Okay.
And I think their fan base is coming around to football a lot more, especially when they're doing good. When their fan base is there making noise, they can make a recruit feel at home for sure.
Yeah, and listen, Kansas, like I said, hasn't been the most desirable destination as of late, but I think Lance Leipold's going to turn that place around. I mean, if you look at the recruits they're going after and that they might have a shot at, like they've got a shot at a 5-star defensive lineman, it's a 4-star. I mean, Lance Leipold's doing great things down there. Now you talked about Nebraska, and it's interesting because I am putting out a video talking about my top 5 programs you got to watch over the next 5 years. And Nebraska is actually on that list because, well, it's Matt Rule. And Matt Rule, he did it down at Baylor. That was a tough situation. He's there at Nebraska. They play a style of ball that he likes. What was the appeal around the Nebraska football program?
Well, Nebraska was my first Power 5 offer. So I got up there early, and I got to make a good connection with some of the people on the old staff, and they retained their O-line coach. So me and Coach Raiola, we got the opportunity to talk a lot, and I mean a lot, about my future and stuff as an athlete. And I think being able to build that relationship so early helped out a lot.
Okay. I like that. And I'd assume that if Dylan Raiola commits there, you want to go play with Dylan Raiola.
That's a
hard one.
That's a hard one. As of right now, I'm nowhere in the committing phase, sadly. Honestly, my play. I was originally supposed to commit in about 3 weeks, but I don't think that's gonna fall through anymore.
Ooh, okay.
But I think Dylan Raiola. I think Dylan Raiola could make me and another person go up there.
Oh, okay. You and another person kind of sprinkling it out down there. This other person would not happen to be a Denton Guyer teammate, would it?
It all depends. All depends how you put
it. All right. Well, hey, as we start to kind of wrap up here, what do you want to say to anybody that watches this interview, is interested in your recruitment, whether they're a fan base of any of these schools that you've talked about, what would you want to say to the fans out there?
Keep loving football. Keep watching it. The fans are what we do this for. We have dreams we want to chase, and every recruit can do it. It's just a matter of how much you want to do it and what situations you put yourself in to achieve what you want to achieve.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you coming on, and we're definitely going to be watching your recruitment because I saw you pop up the other day. You caught my eye, and I'm like, this is somebody that we got to watch. So if you guys haven't already, please go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Willie, where can they find you on social media?
Oh, my Instagram is official Goodacre Willie, and my Twitter and other social medias is Goodacre Willie.
Okay. All right. Guys, I will drop that down in the description below. So if you guys want to go ahead and follow him, you can. But like I said, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Listen, if you guys like interviews just like this one, come on, hit the subscribe button. What are you doing? Hit the notification bell so you know every time that we post a video. But hey, Willie, we really appreciate you coming on. And guys, we'll catch you guys next time.